Hello YouTube fam! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Tina and I make videos on lifestyle, home, and DIY projects every single week. And today we're jumping right into the holiday content. I wanted to show you guys 3 easy projects that you could do for the holiday time. Each one of these projects is super cute and easy and you can totally customize it to fit your own space. For this year, I think I want to keep everything pretty neutral with hints of black and green and then just have a lot of white and creams. I think that's the theme that I want to do this year, but who knows? I might change my mind if I see a really cool DIY project come up. But nonetheless, I really love each one of these projects, and I also wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, so I will be sharing more on that later. But for now, let's jump into the first project. Hello from VoiceOver Tina. For this first project, I'm starting with some wooden beads that I've had in my stash, and I'm just going to string it through this wire, making sure that I glue the bottom of it so that it stays in place. And as I was stringing them, I glued about every other bead in place just to make sure that none of the wire was peeking through. When I first tried to do this project, I actually glued the beads together without any of the wire inside, but I found that the wire gave it so much more stability. But I think if you're using larger beads, this step might not be necessary. Also, for any extra hot glue on the pieces, I just took a pair of tweezers and I was able to pull it off easily for a clean finish. And once you get to the end, it should look a little something like this. And for this tree, I'm using bunny tail because I have so much of it and I thought it would be so cute to create a tree from it. So I'm going to start by cutting off all of my bunny tail. And I don't know why I was cutting them one by one because I totally could have just cut them all off at the same time. But I'm sure you guys can relate, sometimes your mind just drifts off and doesn't work smarter. Anyways, next I'm going to start laying out my bunny tail from longest to shortest since we want it to taper from the bottom to the top. Once I was happy with the initial layout, I'm going to start gluing it in between each bead starting from the longest piece, and that way I can gauge how short I need each piece to be going forward. And if the piece doesn't fit perfectly, you can actually just cut it shorter and remove all the extra pieces. I found that I had to do this to quite a few pieces once I got towards the top just because it was getting so small and I didn't have enough pieces that were that tiny. I feel like for the holidays, I work on so many different DIYs, so let me know in the comments down below what projects you guys have been working on for the holidays, whether it's for your home or if it's a gift. I would love to hear about it. Here's how my tree's looking so far. I think it's already pretty cute, but I'm gonna go ahead and add a little wooden star to the top. You can also add more bunny tail to complete it or any other tree topper that you'd like. And the last thing I'm gonna do is just to glue this little wooden cube that I got from Dollar Tree, and it's going to make the perfect base. This project was so easy to do and I absolutely love the end result. I just had this idea in my head and I ran with it. Alternatively, you can add string to the top and make it into a cute little ornament. It's the perfect boho touch to your Christmas decor and I can imagine it in so many spaces. So I'm interrupting VoiceOver Me to talk a little bit about today's sponsor, Skillshare. I really love their platform and I think it's going to be super helpful for those of you guys who want to learn some new skills, especially for the holiday time and also in preparation for the new year. I can't believe that the year is almost over. I think going into the new year is the perfect time to learn a new skill. So let's see what I'm up to this month. So I've worked with Skillshare before, but if you're not familiar with Skillshare, it is an online learning community filled with thousands of classes for creatives and learners at any skill level. What I love most about Skillshare is that I can learn so much in one place, and I'm the type of person who literally wants to learn everything there is when it comes to being a creative, so it's nice that I can find classes to build up my skills for things like DIY projects, calligraphy, and even illustration. This month, I'm really focusing on improving my calligraphy skills, especially for the holidays. I love to create things like place cards, and even name tags for presents. And the class that I'm taking right now is called Introduction to Modern Script Calligraphy by Bryn Chernoff. And I often get questions on how I learn calligraphy, and it all begins with learning from the pros on video tutorials and a lot of practice. Premium membership is less than $10 a month with an annual subscription, so you can explore all their classes at an affordable price. Now that you guys know what I'm up to on Skillshare this month, make sure that you click on the link down below so that you can join me in some of these classes. The first 1,000 people that use my link down below will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium, so make sure that you check it out. And now back to the other projects. This next project is probably the easiest one of all, and I'm just gonna start with 6 popsicle sticks, and I'm gonna arrange them into this star shape, making them as even as possible. Then with a wooden doll head, I'm just going to glue that right to the center. And you can also just use a large bead for this part, but since the doll head is flat, it makes it so much easier to glue down. Next, I'm gluing down the beads right onto the popsicle stick, and as I'm doing this, I'm going to hold it down until it's dry and then move on to the next one. I found that gluing beads is a little bit tricky to get it right in place, so make sure that it dries before you move on. And basically, you just want to repeat this on all the popsicle sticks, and that really is all there is to this project. I actually saw a very similar beaded snowflake on West Elm, and their version they actually wired them together, which is also a really great option, and that version had a few painted beads on it as well, so feel free to paint them if you'd like, but I'm just going to leave them in their natural wood finish. You can do so much with this project to really transform it. I just leaned it against a wall, but you can totally add some string to it and create an ornament or hang it in front of a window. I think that would look so pretty. You could also turn it into a tree topper like I did here, and I think it looks so beautiful. This project is so simple to do and really gives you a nice Scandinavian vibe to any holiday decor. For this last project, you will need some mini pine cones, and I got these ones from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use the bottom of this mug just to get a ring of pine cones started. This was just the perfect guide to start a circle, and all I did was just glue them together with my hot glue gun. I made sure that I held them together until the glue was completely dry. Since each one of these pine cones is uniquely shaped, you need to make sure that the glue is bonded before moving on to the next one. Once I got the first row down, I went ahead and did the next row right on top of it, but this time I'm going to make sure that the row is a little bit smaller so that with each layer it tapers upward like a Christmas tree. So I just continued creating smaller and smaller rings each time I started a new layer, and once I got to the top of the tree I had about 3 little pine cones on top, and then I put 1 pine cone upwards just for the tip. After building out this initial base, I went ahead and filled the tree out to be as tall as I wanted it to be, and I basically just did that by building from the bottom downwards, making the rings larger and larger. And to be honest, I thought my first ring was actually going to be tall enough, but clearly that was not the case, so I just went ahead and added in more pine cones until it was about 6 inches tall. So at this point you could leave it as is for a very minimal rustic looking tree, but of course I wanted to decorate it, so I'm going to take these little wooden stars that I already had on hand and I'm going to paint them white. Once they were dry, I just glued them onto my tree. This part is super helpful if you see any gaps in between the pine cones, and this will completely cover those up. You can have so much fun with this part and add in pom-poms, ribbon, or any decorations onto your mini tree, but I'm just going to keep it simple with these little stars. To finish it off, I'm gluing a wooden star right to the top of the tree, and now it's complete. The tree came out so cute. I love how the whitewashed pine cones kind of look like little flowers or even like little succulents. They add such a nice natural element to my holiday decor, and you can totally make a whole bunch of these to create a little forest of trees, and I just love how simple it was to create. So those were all the projects for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite. I honestly can't choose a favorite, and I feel like I say that in a lot of my videos, but truly, I just can't choose. They're just so good and so easy, and I love each one of them. Also, let me know in the comments down below what kind of holiday videos you guys would love to see. I'm thinking about doing a holiday gift guide as well as some DIY gifts, so let me know what you guys would like to see, and I would love to create a video on it. If you guys like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up down below, and don't forget to subscribe for new videos every single week. My next video is going to be another makeover, and I'm really excited for it because that means that my apartment is almost done, just in time for the holidays, which I'm so excited for. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I'm posting on there every single day, and I'm planning to make some really awesome reels, so I'm really excited for that. I always get so inspired by the holiday season, so I hope that you guys are loving this content as much as I am. Huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to check out the link down below to get your free trial of their premium membership. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!